Alright, so what you're looking at here is a Fire-Lite R1204 fire alarm control panel, and it was made maybe late 60s, early 70s, I don't really know. But this unit belongs to a good friend of mine. This video is not going to be as in-depth as his was. I'll link that in the link thing if I can figure out how. But yeah, so this is just going to be my overview of this because I have done a bunch of modifications to it in the past month or so, just as upgrades, so to say, for him, because this panel runs off of 6 volts and it outputs 6 volts for the alarm devices, which is not totally ideal a lot of times, and it doesn't have a built-in power supply either. It's entirely battery operated. So I decided to change that because he wanted me to. So let's open it up, and you'll see in here it is very rusty. That I'm not going to do anything about because it would be stupid to strip out all of this when you don't repaint this, because this cover, this logo, is entirely it's old stickers. I don't want to damage that, neither does he, because it's this panel is, well, I want to say maybe only 2 others are known to exist currently. It's very obscure, so I don't want to damage that, as does he. So looking inside here, that's the back of the meter, back of the test switch. Here we have our 4 initiating relays. Each of these corresponds to a pair of terminals right here, and as you can see, that one goes to zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, etc. for initiating. And this panel, I don't even know what was originally paired with it. My guess is Fire-Lites, because it has the Fire-Lite logo and it says test Fire-Lite right there, but I don't know. And then it was probably paired with Fire-Lite BG6 pull stations, and maybe even heat detectors or 4-wire detectors or something like that. I don't even know, honestly. Like said, nothing is really known about these, so I'm just guessing there. But, so, back to this panel. What I have done to it is I modified it so that it has battery and a transformer, which I put into this. And then you'll notice this relay, which this relay is to operate a 120 volt output for the alarms, because that is a lot more versatile than a 6 volt output. So if I pop this little ice cube relay out of here, I can show you. This is just a little Potter and Brumfield KRP 11DG, which is a 6 volt 2 contact relay. So just pop that back in there. And then, yeah, it's just mounted on this box, which I just drilled a couple holes through there to mount that. But yeah, so this panel, then up here is the alarm output contacts, which what I basically did to this to make it so that it can have this relay is I just put on additional wires behind this on the board, and I routed it back to here. So whenever you initiate it, it just goes and it trips this relay, and then there's 120 volt going through the contact on that relay and out to the alarm. So that is that. And then also you may notice this little switch. I added that on there too. It's just a little tiny switch, and that flips it between AC and DC power. I didn't want to get into the whole automatic switcher like that thing right there, the FCI 7100 with the cardboard on the thing has. So I didn't want to go fancy or anything. I just wanted very bare bones basic. So yeah, that's that. And then for more versatile battery stuff, I put alligator clips on the battery cable I put in. And you can see right now it's hooked up to AC mode. And what I have hooked up here is an Edwards fire alarm lamp that I brought back from Canada. And then I have this little Edwards buzzer. That's just a little doorbell thing. This is hooked up to the 120 volt. This is hooked up to the 6 volt alarm output. And I can show you here. If I pop this open, I've just put a 120 volt bulb in there. Also, pardon all the scratched up crap on the lens. That's because it all washed off and had to be repainted, but there were some specks that wouldn't come off or anything. And then there's this EST pull station, which is not period at all for this, nor is any of this brand accurate. All this is Edwards. This panel's Fire-Lite, but it was just these were the first things I could find laying around that I could hook up to this just for a demonstration. So to start off, I will show you here the test button, and I don't know why this meter doesn't work. It just shows replace even if it's on all the way. But yeah, so this panel operates off of 6 volts. I put a 6 volt 2 amp transformer in there, which is enough to drive the panel and the relay and a small alarm device like that. And then most of the alarm stuff would just be on the 120 volt circuit. So this, I will push this and it'll light up and buzz. Yeah, that tests that. And then if I show you here, that relay, you can kind of see it click. Very interesting relays, but yeah, so that's that. And then if I pull this pulsation, there's no reset. You just gotta reset your station and it resets the alarm automatically. Then I will show you with the power disconnected. So you can notice I have this plugged into here. First I'll turn this off and I'll show you that, yeah, nothing happens. Then I'll flip this switch down. Now we're on DC. And if I push the test button, you have no light because that's on 120 volt, but the buzzer still works because that's being operated off of the battery. And then station, I guess I can show you here too. Yeah, it just does that. So yeah, that is this thing. And here I'll just include a no talk clip of just briefly testing all this now, right now. And there you have it.